There. A little bit more. No. Nope. Why is it always the camera that gets the issue? It's always the camera that has the issues. Right. There you go, let me just make sure that audio is working. Is audio working? That sounds like audio is indeed working, which means I get to go. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection! Yes, in the last episode, we had continued on with episode 2, Captive Turnabout, and we had found out the escape route of Mr. Knight. Turns out that there was a tunnel leading from under his bed to... That was it. It was the boxer's cell. Yes. And that... Well, things aren't always as they seem in this place. I mean, you've got Regina, you've got Very Big Circus, you've got a ton of things that shouldn't be there, but I don't like it, but you know what, we push through, because we have to be Very Big Circus. And we left off that Edgeworth was telling the guards to be alerted, again Fist is searching for Mr. Carcerato, and that he was nowhere to be found. Well, have the police been notified? Yes, ma'am. We just finished liaising with them a moment ago. They have set up a cordon around the entire facility. Good. First blemish on a prison's spotless reputation. It's always the ugliest. It won't happen again, ma'am. A rather different Warden Lagarde to the one we've seen so far. Mr. Edgeworth, was it? I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been too little too late. Since might have already left the building. I'd say that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit to the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it? Was to say there's only one tunnel, sweetie? I suppose that's true. Well, whatever the case, there's no time to be standing around chit-chatting. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind continuing with your investigation? It would be my pleasure. And you get back to your post. Yes, ma'am. Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab. Thanks, Bill. Well, let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found in Knight's cell. What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth? They've identified the blood, and it is indeed Knight's. Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? We got Knight's blood in his holding cell tunnel, and a dog clearly went through, and security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dog in his cell. Case closed. We have all the evidence we need. Let's see what Mr. Canis has to say for himself. Canis? Oh, tellings, you sure? Oh, don't be careful around him, won't you? He's as well connected to the outside as he is in here. I suppose he would have to be. How else would the so-called fixer stay in business? The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I've had to lend them a hand myself, you know? So that's what this was all about. Still not talking, man? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct? No. I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't sit in a blank report? I guess a killer for hire is always going to be a tough nut to crack. You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Oh yes, sweetie. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've heard this secretive scoundrel to my office to talk to me. But no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. A prison warden conducting interrogations herself. Well, that is irregular, to say the least. It'll go down and devour your whole. Be careful, darlings, you have been warned. Oh, here I thought things couldn't get any spicier. Thank you very much. Of course. Hi guys, how's it going? Judge Grail, I didn't expect to find you here. We have been conducting inquiries, which, given that we are in charge of the investigation, is hardly strange. Strangest that you are still here, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did I not? I told you that your badge would be at risk should our paths cross again, and yet here you are. I'm sorry that you thought that I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor. But I'm not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I'm here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourself should have uncovered. You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth. I do. I promised I would be back to prove that you were the killer. And here I am. This should be you. This should be amusing. Very well. Whenever you are ready.
Objection!
Not so fast. We have some truths of our own to share. First-rate deductions, in fact. Indeed, we are now more certain than ever that Simeon Saint was the murderer, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue on this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail to rebut our deductions, there will be no going back. Your very career hangs in the balance.
You mean you'll take his badge if you don't like how this goes? That's intimidation, pal.
Oh, not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was. And I am under no obligation to hear him out. If he is prepared to accept the potential ramifications of his actions, I will allow him one last chance. Well, you're truly willing to take the risk to put your beloved badge on the line. Mr. Edgeworth!
Sir!
I accept your terms. I am confident of my reasoning, and what's more, I am representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co., and I do not intend to besmirch its name. Oh, that's actually really cute. For his dad! My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated. Very well, let us see whether you are brave or simply reckless. By the power invested in me by the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me. Fine by me. He's all yours, Gavale. You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight the day before yesterday, aren't you? He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his keys. Later, in the middle of moving a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That's when Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using the keys he had stolen. He slipped into the cage and there he hid as he was wheeled to one of the prison workshops.
I figured she was going to bring up Mr. Saintgo into Knight's cell.
Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage.
There we go, that's tighter.
There we go. So yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at ourselves. Perhaps you would like to see what we found? This is a still from the footage we received. Mr. Saint speaking with Knight at his...
Mr. Knight speaking with Mr. Saint speaking with Knight at his cell.
Correct. You'll also note that he has positioned the cage in such a way as to obscure the camera's view. It is this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. A sound deduction based on what can be observed, wouldn't you say?
A blind spot, which means the camera wouldn't have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage. If he did at all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point.
I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? There's really only one possibility. He intended to escape. A prison break? That's actually so cool! Mr. Conservato, Mr. Knight, everybody's doing it. I had to step up my game.
Okay, that's really not the time. Mr. Coswater's escape is no laughing matter.
It is my belief that Mr. Saint helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was his accomplice. Wow, go Simeon!
That wasn't a compliment, Kay. Your mind works in the weirdest of ways. Like, what the fuck?
I understand the cage is briefly taken.
No. I don't care what you have to say. That is not right, Kay. I'm still speaking to in my mind. Because I'm never actually going to tell you any of this. God, I need to work on this girl so much.
I imagine that had things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have remained in the cage until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus's equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Saint had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood.
Judge Grail's argument seems reasonable, but there must be a fault in her logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it.
Hold it! Cold. So cold.
Your Honor, about this incident.
It's like horribly cold at this current moment. Like winter, like summer had come for a little bit, and now winter's back. Like Jesus Christ, that's the UK at the minute. It really is. You have heard about it, of course. Surely any attorney with his salt would have his sources.
Yes, I am aware of it, of course.
Overruled. I simply wish
To confirm,
then you are wasting both our time. Shall we continue? Hold it!
do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys? There you go.
I think you know the reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack. Once the guard he assaulted regains consciousness, I'm sure he will confirm our suspicions.
I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on her reasoning.
Pardon me, sorry, but I believe there is a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There was no need, surely. He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He saw the keys and hid them somewhere, then waited for an opportune moment to present itself. He hid the keys. I'm afraid you might have made an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor, but Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. This is the piece of evidence that proves Knight didn't have the keys. Ah, shoot.
Take that!
They've yet to be recovered. Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after the assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can your theory! I have considered the matter of missing keys, and I do not think it's such an issue. I still believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that they were unable to locate them. And this is because they were cleverly hidden inside the pocket chess set. Knight's chess set, the same set in which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden. Was it? I can't help but wonder about that. What? You're the one who proposed it! Actually, if you recall, it was Eustace's assertion.
So, the two of them aren't of one mind on this, I take it?
Allow me to restate the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys he stole from the guard inside his chess set. When Mr. Saint came to see him, Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climbed inside the cage. He was then moved from his holding cell to his workshop in the prison proper, all with the help of his friend and accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show, but they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard.
Objection!
Mr. Saint was part of that performance. It would have been. How would he have even had the time to commit murder? How indeed? Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performances follow a set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example.
So, she's done her homework, I see.
The suspect played the role of the antagonist opposite the Elephantine heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine's love prevails and the villain is defeated. The victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage by the heroine.
He's sent flying by the elephant. Interesting.
Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on the stage for a period of approximately 15 minutes.
And was saying the crime took place during that time?
Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a sufficient window, wouldn't you say?
Objection! Committing the crime and returning to the stage in that short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell.
I seem to remember telling you that I would not accept that part of the security footage into
Objection! And you won't have to. I have proof of a different kind.
Very well. Would it be so good as to present it? What proof do you have the murder took place in the victim's holding cell?
Sure.
There it is.
Take that!
I don't know why I thought it was the last page. This appears to be... what, a photograph of the floor? Almighty goddess of justice, grant me patience. That floor you're so dismissive of, your honour, has traces of knight's blood on it. Oh, traces, you say? Is this evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensics operatives. I have my resources. A certain blunt instrument, you say? But a reliable one. Jesus Christ. We love Gumshoe. We do. But, yeah, he's a blunt instrument. The detective? How very unfortunate for him. Perhaps before he decided to circumvent the law, you might have considered that the committee's influence extends to the police. Oh no! Now Gumby's pushed on the line too!
Oh, forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well.
I will into the fact that Mr. Knight's blood was found in the holding cell into evidence.
Objection!
Objection! Bad luck, idiots! You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless! See? I'm funny!
Mr. Winner, I'd forgotten you were there. It was nice while it lasted, anyway.
Well, you suck, Mr. Suckworth! How about that? I just put it in to tell you that your entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of a dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. You seen the mud also wiped the blood up before he left the scene? Oh. Well, the tricks can't do, huh? Blood wiping dog? You're a joke. You would have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Oh, yes, Albert, yes, you would. What? Ah! Well, that was one of the tricks I taught him before our work together was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence after all. No.
Saved by an assassin of all people.
Jeez Louise, you ain't gonna just tell the other guy to shake hands. Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although, the way I taught him to do it is somewhat unorthodox. First, he bites down hard on the victim's hand, then... La 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 la! I'm not listening! I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering. I don't want to say that, but I have to. Whatever. Your understanding is much appreciated. Wait, I'm not done yet. I just thought of something else. Overruled. Oh boy, someone's taking no prisoners. Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me? All yours, Gavale.
Well, do you accept the truth now? Crime took place in Knight's holding cell, and the assassin's dog was overruled.
My position is the same as it was yesterday, until you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center. I cannot accept your theory and evidence.
Hold it!
I thought he might say that. But I'd like to show you something else. This piece of evidence shows how the dog could freely travel between the prison and detention center.
Take that!
This is... It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison.
What? A secret passageway? We suck. We're not winners at all. You're not a judge, and I'm not a winner.
It was done by Mr. Rocco Carterato, escapee. It leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell in the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held.
Well, this is certainly a surprise that it was beneath our feet this entire time.
Mr. Canis, you know of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it's the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder.
Really? You have more? How can you have more in the name of the goddess of justice? Overruled! Mr. Edgeworth, you are out of line.
Hold it!
How so, Your Honor?
Evidence is everything, whether in a court of law or at the scene of investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens that I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report.
His autopsy report?
When did you get that?
How do you not know you had it?
The police handed it over to me only a short while ago. I know it's still preliminary, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The goddess of justice speaks to us through these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death: stab wound to the throat, and the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. It seems the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. As such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon, but its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with your flight of fancy? Or will you now claim the dog used a knife instead?
But that's... Oh, that's impossible! That's impossible.
That will be all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
But the tunnel, the paw prints.
Whatever. Helmut is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just so happened across this tunnel one day. Although I couldn't say for certain. I cannot. Oh, shit. I myself cannot wander quite so freely.
That would be quite a coincidence. But I can't prove it's not the case either.
She sure knows how to keep a secret, huh? Kinda wish she'd kicked us in the teeth a little earlier with that.
She was baiting me, waiting for the perfect moment to crush me with that autopsy report. And I fell for it hook, line, and goddamn sinker!
You are the lead attorney for the defense, correct, Mr. Fender? This is the interim autopsy report in question. I do apologize for the delay. Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up.
Mr. Fender, a handshake is not necessary when receiving a visual court document, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic after all. I was just trying to be friendly, Your Honor. As you lingered a moment longer, the Goddess of Justice would have spoken to you through my gavel. Alright, I got it. God damn. Nice work, Vale. Just like we planned it. I don't need your instructed uses, but thank you.
This report came from the police. Ow. I have no choice but to accept its legitimacy. But if the dog didn't kill Knight, then that may take Canis out of the running.
The Goddess of Justice speaks to me, Mr. Redruth, and she is merciful. She tells me that you might here to keep your badge if we will finally abandon this fruitless quest.
What's our move, sir? I think she really means it this time. What do you think, Detective? My answer remains the same, Dr. Grail. I will see my duty done, and I will not be intimidated.
Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede. It very well be your last chance. The badge hangs in the by a thread.
Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as an associate attorney. My client.
The Goddess of Justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy. Attaboy, Miles, that's what I like to see. Looks like the defense never rests. It's really starting to mean something to you. Credit to your old man, though. He's the one who said it first.
My father?
In fact, I can swear I saw Gregory's spirit in you for a second there. You said that you've changed since your days in the uncommon shadows. I didn't believe you at first. I started to.
Thank you, Fender.
Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. But your thinking caps on, it's make or break time. If it's true the knife was off to buy a bladed weapon, does that whole case really fall apart?
A bladed weapon? A bladed weapon? Oh my god, of course! There were 5 chisels in Canis' cell when we last looked. A former assassin wouldn't struggle to commit murder with a tool like that, in which case the weapon that killed Knight was...
Hold it! Have you quite... Have you quite finished? Be in your best interest to concede
Evidence is everything. Well, may well be my little catchphrase, but it's also true. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade. Then, where is it? Well, the guards didn't find it.
Why can't you let this go? What if they didn't find it? What are you driving at?
Oh, what if I were to tell you that I now know what the real murder weapon was? It was right under our noses this whole time. Indeed, it was one of Mr. Canis' chisels.
What? I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible, half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. You have repeatedly insisted that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog.
I simply go where the evidence takes me, both in the courtroom and at the scene of a crime. The murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been the dog. But that begs the question of what exactly it was we saw in the security footage.
Oh yeah, security footage. How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants?
An excellent question. The footage shows... Mr. Canis' dog jumping up at Knight. The dog attacked Knight, but he didn't kill the man.
He didn't?
No. The Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag a corpse into him. He dragged an alive but unconscious Knight. The real killer was the dog's master.
Oh, I get it. By bringing Knight here, Mr. Canis can finish the job. He can definitely use one of his chisels to do it.
Correct. You bodied armor, Canis. You're the only one who could have done it.
Body armor. Body armor canis. Canis. Body armor. I don't know. It's body armor something. Body armor canis. Body armor. I don't know.
Objection!
Hey, Mr. Andrew, you ever get this in your report card? Refuse to listen, must learn to respect others.
What are you asking me to confess? Are you asking me or confessing to what on yours?
We already searched Mr. Kenneth himself from top to bottom, right, Gavel? Yes, we've inspected the chisels, all 4 of them. There wasn't a single speck of blood.
Hold it!
Why, thank you all. You have just confirmed my theory.
I have. What exactly do you mean?
The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4.
Oh yeah, remember Candle, definitely 5. Yeah, the one that's missing is
The small one. The one we thought might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Canis, where did you hide that chisel?
a pocket chisel. And what use might I have for such a thing, huh? I am really allowed to leave myself.
In which case, he shouldn't have had the chance to dispose of the weapon.
You've dug your own grave, Mr. Canis. You seem to have an idea what this missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us?
For a man who can't leave his cell in his own volition, Canis would have only had hidden the chisel here.
Take that!
Mr. Canis is still a prisoner, despite the comfort he enjoys. He is rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given his chisel to his dog to leave somewhere, but that would have been far from ideal. He would have no way of guaranteeing where it might end up.
Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth.
Furthermore, this room is one place where a bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? The fact he took full advantage of.
Ah, the old keep the incriminating evidence close routine.
Objection!
But I looked. I searched the whole set myself. And this is where you could have hidden it.
I said, well, the murder weapon is here. The reason no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner.
Oh, do enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth. What is my ingenious plan?
Think, Miles, there must be a hiding spot you could make use of. How about when you came here previously? What are you missing?
He's not showing us out. He's not showing us out permanently, is it? Let's get out of here! Come on!
The dog. He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Kenneth even encouraged him to do so. That must be it. I knew something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon.
Don't give it up already. Oh, I expected more of you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
As well you should. If you would give me a moment. Well, this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Take that!
Your dog, he seems unusually quiet today.
Oh, yeah. Like last time when... Mr. Canis, if you'd be so kind as to open a helmet's mouth. Oh, come now, he hasn't barked because he's a well-behaved boy. Don't order him to last time.
And order him again, this instant.
I like asking for more, Mr. Canis. Or do you have something to hide? If you insist, come on, helmet, open up.
And there we have it. Is it a chisel?
What? What? A chisel that's small was easy enough for this dog of this size to... What? A chisel in the dark? Why is there a chisel in the dark?
I thought he'd be strangely quiet. I guess his brain has finally caught up.
Jesus. Edgeworth! Again! Edgeworth is just like... Bleh, 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 bleh. Just coming out with non-stop insults. I mean... Granted, not saying them out loud, but come on, he's still thinking them. Eustace, why don't you be a good boy for forensics? Tell them I told you to. Yeah, okay. Hui. Our findings are as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel. Not so much a half-baked theory after all, was it? Alright, so we're all on the same page here. This is our murder weapon, yeah? The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede this is the most likely case. But we didn't say whose blood it is. That's the issue here. Like, no, I don't care if you're talking. We don't know whose blood it actually is. It could, for all we know, be Mr. Canis's himself. Mr. Canis, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands you to explain yourself.
We found the route your dog took to the holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk our way out of this one?
You never fail to entertain, Mr. Andrew. Why does he always laugh like that, even when it's not funny? Poor Helmut, how could they suspect us? You leave me little choice. I shall simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I have died of killing you.
Something's not right. Why is he so calm?
Very well, the court will hear Mr. Canis's testimony. If you would be so kind. Gladly.
Perhaps you might
begin by explaining what you believe my motive to have been. I know this night I have no contact with him, no connection whatsoever.
Oh, is that so?
A certain chess game.
Given this is the case, why would I possibly wish him dead? Could we have suggested that my canine companion about the motive instead? Helmut only bears his fangs when I tell him to. I am not so bloodthirsty that I would kill a man I did not know. I mean, when he puts it that way...
Who only calls his acquaintances. Not the soundest business model, I agree. Ow.
My work required me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder for its own sake, that's not my style.
So, I need to prove a link between Knight and Canis. I should go over the evidence again and see what I can discover.
Objection!
You're getting sloppy, Mr. Canis. You may have trained your dog to clean up your mess, but some things still require a human touch. We found this in the victim's room. It's a record of a game of correspondence chess. What's that, 14? No, I think 15 at this point. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out on your board.
What?
The number of possible games has been calculated to be 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end.
Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 120 times over, right? 100,000. No, I give up. I mean, why'd you even call them that big?
A vanishing unlikely coincidence, that's what. Now tell us why you killed Knight. Unless that is you would prefer to explain the coincidence.
do say the truth is stranger than fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence.
That's totally impossible. We just proved that.
Coincidence of a different kind, child. I never imagined my correspondent was a victim, you see. Yet here we are. Helmut is as surprised as I am. Aren't you, Helmut? Oh, yes, yes. Suppose there's nothing for it but to finally tell the truth, boy. The prisoners had all gone to the yard, you see. There was a show of some sort, I believe. Here I was, minding my own business, when in comes Helmut, dragging a corpse of all things. I had quite the shock, or at least because the murder weapon was still in the poor fellow's neck. Of course, I was none too keen on becoming a suspect, so I had Helmut take the body to the workshop. Once there, he removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked.
The dog pulled out the murder weapon in the workshop.
Indeed he did. Moving it here would have made an awful mess after all.
You know something? That makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Science said, Mr. Edgeworth? A huge black dog had to suck his terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. I see. So what Mr. Sawyer actually saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon.
Precisely, I can't say I was a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy, it's not like you to slip up like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is about all there is to tell. I did not kill the man. At most, I am responsible for the removal of the weapon. And now, will that be all? Poor Helmut is growing restless.
Objection!
Sorry, but if you could... Oh. It's the phone. If you could entertain us just a little longer, Mr. Canis.
Fender?
No offense, Palio, but I don't think you've quite told us everything. I'm sure you'd like to know why you thought you needed to pull a chisel out in the first place.
He's right. Makes sense that he would move the body to avoid suspicion. But Kenneth had no reason at all to recover the murder weapon.
So the mute one isn't as dumb as I thought. Please answer the question, Mr. Canis. It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel and the one around Helmut's neck. Have a very distinct design, if you will.
Of course. It was something of a trademark of yours, were they not?
I don't get it. How does that even work? Bodied armor Canis.
Oh, Bodied Armor Canis, the blind butcher. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear.
You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you last saw one of them, you remember them well.
All evidence attached to Bell or one of the pieces of evidence seized in our case against you.
Yes, it was but one of my bells. Only one of very two in existence. Just two? Two, and only two. One for my knife, and one for my beloved Helmut. Clearly, and exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. Let us just go and go. My ears are my guide after all, and I must be able to use my tools Precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body to my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first I was sure that my knife had been used to do the deed, but no, a chisel. An ordinary chisel.
It's certainly no assassin's blade.
Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement. Compounding the matter is the fact that I am the only person in this prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that I had become the prime suspect, and so the chisel had to be removed and hidden.
Hold it!
You still claim that all you did was have the dog move the body? You had nothing to do with the killing.
How could I? I told you the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why not have it checked for fingerprints? Eustace! Huh? Me? But I don't know how to check for prints. Get forensics. Oh, right. Sure thing! We got them. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knights.
And Mr. Callis's?
Nope. Just Mr. Knights. Oh, and forensics said there's no sign of any prints haven't been wiped off.
Only Knight's fingerprints. This isn't good.
Should I get them to check again? Now do you see? I have never so much as touched the chisel. Helmut carried it in his mouth. That is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last. So the murder weapon belonged to the victim? Oh, that's not helpful. As I said, I don't touch the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Would you wish to suggest otherwise?
I've got nothing to counter with. Sorry. I've got nothing to counter with. What could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be.
I'm sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth, but if you do not find a solution to your current predicament quite quickly, I will have a little choice but to leave you your badge. Hang on a second. Okay, so even my patience is a limit, and I will not tolerate you throwing this imagination into chaos. Am I clear?
You've done it now, sir. She's serious. I hate to admit it, but the fingerprints turn everything on its head. Without more evidence, I'm back to square one.
Wait, something doesn't add up. Well,
No
feelings, actually.
notification.
Oh, God, you and your... I say you and your no notifications. It might be YouTube and their no notifications, but you're here, at least. That's the main thing. You are here. That's what we like to see. How you doing? How are you? I am exhausted, shattered, and incredibly cold. I said earlier on the live stream that in the UK it went from really lovely summer. It was sunny and warm, beautiful warmth, beautiful heat, and now it's windy, wet, and incredibly cold. Like, incredibly cold. What on Mr. Knight have needed a chisel for?
Brain mush after talking to Christian.
Do I want to know? That's the big thing here. Do I want to know? You could do a lot with a chisel, child. A break out of prison for one. All right then. How did he get in here? There's no way the guards would let him bring a super sharp tool with him, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Huh? Can't stand here hemming and hawing just because they'll said that. Important thing is finding the truth, you know? Doesn't matter how we get there. As long as he saves Simmy in the end. Can't give him now, or ever.
Yeah, what she said.
I'll second that. You want me around with that, Kay? How tempted to offer you a job for real. It's like I said, the defense never rests. Or rather, like your pop said. What do you think lies at the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses?
The heart of those words.
It's like this. Defense attorneys, our client's fate rests on our shoulders. We're the only ones who can turn to. Simeon's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can't rest. No one is counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back to our only romance legacy.
Well,
You?
they're saying what they believe, but it's not in their scripture, then ignoring what scripture says, even reject it.
That was brain mush for me, and you were the one that just relayed what happened. That was fucking brain mush for me as well, Jesus Christ.
I'm an associate with the defense now. No. I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I have chosen, and that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and save Simeon Saint. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I must simply find another.
Can't they be normal if they wrong? Just say wrong, and don't know when they don't know.
Exactly. Essentially, yes. Pretty much, yeah. If you don't know, just admit that you're wrong. Or admit that you don't know. You don't have to know everything. There we go. That's the Miles I know. Now let's find a new path forward. We stop by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought that chisel into the prison.
Right, how would Knight have managed to bring a chisel in here?
Take that!
Now, usually it wouldn't be possible to bring a metal object into the facility undetected.
Because of the security gates, right?
Correct, but we already know that checks at one of the gates haven't been entirely thorough of late, namely the gate at the entrance to the detention centre.
That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring to the facility are only subjected to cursory check.
You're telling me that a chest set wasn't put through the metal detector?
It should have been. It seems the guard have grown a little lax in that regard of late.
And I took advantage of this little oversight and had Mr. Saint bring him the chisel, hidden inside his pocket chest set.
That does answer one of our questions. It suggests that the chisel was indeed Miss Knight's and not Mr. Cass's.
However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That of the security footage in which Knight is attacked by a dog. How does one explain that if Mr. Canis was not the culprit?
But then how to explain his prints not being on the murder weapon? This one's a real three-piper. Three-piper? What? What do you mean by that? The court, too, finds itself wanting for a satisfactory explanation.
Wait, sir! It might be time to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing secret weapon number 4, Lil V. What sort of name is that, detective? I came up with it myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video.
Impact America had a high probability of starting new WW.
Well, they're on a trade war with China at the minute, which is going mental. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the new tariff on China. It's a 254% tariff. 254%!
Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video footage, sir.
An excellent idea. Perhaps you might finally see that I am telling the truth.
Who knows if there's anything to be found? But it has to be worth a try.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's mental. I'm sorry, that is just mental.
Alright, want me to talk you through it, how to use it, sir? Seeing as I'm not exactly familiar with video analysis techniques, perhaps I should hear him out.
If you could run me through its functions, Detective, that would be most appreciated. Yes, sir. So basically, what you just gotta do as you always do. Examine anything that catches your eye. And I can examine things with triangle, I see.
America with America money.
Oh yeah, of course. So I do multiple things with my triangle button. I am a robot again. I have been relatively human as of late. That's why Ben hasn't mentioned anything. But he forgets that Miles Edgeworth is a robot. That's why he needs to function as a proper human, to make people forget that he is indeed a robot. Miles on left and right. Well, you rewind or fast forward. Use the middle one to pause. Use those in the corner, sir. Seems like also you press R1 to fast forward or L1 to rewind the footage. And you press X to pause. When the video is paused, you go to the previous frame without one, or the next frame without no. You can use the same control panels I showed you earlier. That's why I better explain how to zoom in. Slowly the old cursor with the area you want to take a closer look at. Use the panel at the bottom right and it'll reveal and do the rest. It's got these two expanded arrows right on. Thanks. Right, come visit, sir. It would appear I can zoom in by pressing a square tool. Why is it zooming in on the mirror? I feel like that's one thing I need to do.
Did you know that the West has made Islam/Muslim their enemy in every country except Indonesia and SA?
Again. Doesn't surprise me anymore. I mean, the world's fucked. By the way, even when you're zoomed in, you can still examine stuff just like a regular. So you can make use of the previous next frame to get a good look at what's really happening. All you can do is when you zoom in is play the footage so it's there. I see. And how do I zoom out again? Alright again, sir. See how it goes from expanded to collapsing arrows in the eye? It's because you're zoomed in. That about sums it up. Let's fire a little V up for real. Remember, just examine everything that catches your eye and it'll do just fine. The footage from Knight's holding cell. Other than the victim being attacked by that dog, I can't see what else it might show us. What suppose we're wrong? What could we be looking at instead? The rest of the footage be someone other than Knight. If so, could whatever is attacking them be something else too? I shall keep both questions in mind while reviewing the footage. You never know what you're going to see when you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir. You'll find something, I'm sure. What in this footage seems odd? Square, isn't it? The figure is floating here in the mirror too. Is that a hat? So he does not look like the hats the guards wear. Oh jeez. Is that what I think it is? There've been a report that any of the animals are taking a guard recently. No, I've heard of. There's never been a guard at all. Somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter in that hat. Of the hat. Will it? Oh,
Take that!
Missing out uniform. So, no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know, but we did hear about a guard spare uniform being stolen. Could the person in the security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempted to escape without being noticed. A guard designing? It might work. Wait, were we just talking about someone? We were indeed. Someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. And the person in the footage isn't a knight. And the creature may not be a dog either. Alright, sir, let's zoom in and check. What in this footage seems odd again?
ETW, I'm currently playing my favorite series, Tour 20. Demo, man, the music is banger.
Tour 20. Oh, I've heard of that. What is it? Because I've heard of Turn 20. I must be seeing things. What I need to do is figure out who this person really is. Perhaps something else on footage can provide me with a clue. Ah, okay. I keep looking, that's fine. Do we need to do it? No? It's a cat!
Basically, you will die if you blink.
I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah. Okay, that's fair, I suppose. Wait, that's... I suspect we've made a critical error in judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog. The animal is... It's a cat. That's not a dog, it's a cat. Is it not a cat? I mean, that's a cat. Miles, buddy, it's really hard here, but the by the page it says kitty cat to me. Really? How is that not a cat? Is it a bear then? I don't know a dog, it's a bear. What? That don't look like no bear. What? So the paw prints in the photo I took were not canine but ursine? Bear? So that could mean... Yes, I think it could. After all, who else do we know with such a pet? Well, assume that it was night in the security footage. It was his cell. It's hardly a crazy theory. Perhaps, but now that we know about the hole under the bed, it is no longer the only possibility. Whoever had access to the tunnel could very well be the one caught on camera. And who is that, Mr. Edwards? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be? Well, the security footage is...
Take that!
Rocco Caserato. I believe I know who our guard in disguise is. It's none other than Rocco Caserato, the prisoner who recently escaped from this facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear cub as his companion. The bear video is all black. Indeed, we have evidence that explains why. Evidence explains the polar bear's dark fur is... mud.
Take that!
It's mud! What? How does that even work, Mazrino?
Probably heard about poor music and their meme.
Go on. You didn't need to tell me, I already know the answer. Could occurs to the defense refrain from making basis assertions. Oh, mud bath. Well,
And UNOing was her hat goes to massive view on the west.
Fair enough.
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank Syde's testimony. Yes, the rubber glove I trapped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course. That's mud from one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was given one of the animals a mud pack right where the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this have been? Well, let's see. The show had already started, so... around 9 AM perhaps? But the thing is, the more mud I played, the more in the zone I got. The dark animal's fur became.
It even
There's no
got to American
trends.
Got Talent.
Oh, god damn! America's Got Talent. God damn, fair enough. While Sorga's performance was underway, he was given one of the animals a mud pack treatment. And that animal could have been indeed. Our polar bear.
Overruled.
Threadworth, your latest assertions and may introduces yet another contradiction. But security cap... I fully understand, Your Honor, and your doubts are entirely justified. The society mentioned applying the mud pack while circus performance was underway. And it does indeed introduce a new contradiction which concerns with security footage. It does? Well, yes, let's put it this way. When you would expect the footage to be recorded, Kay? It's taken right after you applied the mud pack treatment. Should have been around 9 AM. Okay, something isn't right about the footage. Really? What's that? Time.
Take that!
As the science says, he administered the treatment around 9 AM. In which case, the security footage should also show a time of around 9 AM. However, the timestamp says 6:42 AM. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. The Ronald Donald? I don't. Can't say I do. All except 3. Mr. Carnes, who remained in his cell in maximum security, Mrs. Sorrett, who was administering a mud pack treatment in the workshop, and Rocco Carserato, who had been awaiting that precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Sorrett before entering the tunnel. And the bear then slipped out of Mr. Sorrett's grasp to run after his human. Fair enough. Wait, so it's better for me to not know it, or it's better for me to know it? Mrs. Sword would have left the workshop to pursue the bear, at which point he saw Mr. Kellis's dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly, except for the security footage, which should have been recorded from around 9 AM. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off. Why would the timestamp be wrong? But Detective, I would like for you to have the security camera examined. Right away, please. That's fair enough. That's very fair. I'm back, sir. Just talked to the guards and, seems like the time codes can slip on these cameras if they lose power. What? They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off. Which would mean the power is off for approximately 3 hours at some point. That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight detained stealing the keys? Wait, oh, did I steal the keys? No one believed him, considering, well, you know, he seemed kind of like the only suspect. Turns out that wasn't all he said. He also said he was knocked out cold, just like the other guy. Which may not necessarily have been a lie. Darlings, there you all are. How goes the investigation? Is there anything I can do to help things along? Actually, there might be something we can do for you, Warden Lagarde. The escapee, Mr. Carserato. I believe he may still be on the premises. He is disguised as a guard. Here is the proof should you need it. We're reasonably certain the present casualty tape is our man. And if I'm correct, he might even be right here in the room with us right now.
On we at the end of chapter.
The end of the chapter. Hey, Mr. Carserato, Mr. Carserato would have been wearing a bracelet, right? Yes, a bracelet that could easily be hidden under the sleeves of his stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have the sensors that the bracelet's installed. So if he avoided doors with sensors, he could simply wait for an opportunity to make his escape. Well, yes, I suppose he could. He'd just have to avoid the workshop sensors and... Oh my, he's one of you, isn't he? He's right there, right now. Look, it's Terry. Hey, paws off. Get your mitts off me, will you, you big kapalooka? Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm our suspicions. Yeah. Ah! Hey, kid, it wasn't you either. Well, I think it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Carcerato? I'm almost envious. God depends, man. A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our would-be escapee. If you are to learn the truth, I will need to speak with you. And with your permission, of course. Can I only say no? Now, can I? Well, come on. Hit me with your best shot. Miss Carcerato's escape route led directly to Knight's Hill, so it's highly possible that he has something to offer. Tell me what you were doing on the day Mr. Knight's body was discovered. Around the time of the discovery. So it was you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret gateway. You know how long it took me to dig that friggin' thing? I had a guard's uniform, a whole dog, and a plan in place. So I waited for it on the day we found the guy. But then this little guy decided to come right after me. And second floor, he's covered in mud too. I had to go back to my cell. Ugh, we got away with it. Somebody had it off at night. And had an off night and brought you bums down here. You claim to have dug that tunnel just now. How exactly did you do it? Did you do it? Hell, did everything I could to get my hands on. See, hammers, spoons, you name it. Every dime I had, cog a memory fixer. And what do I got to show for now, huh? Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow is another day. There's an outside chance Mr. Carcerato and Knight met face to face, but just before Knight's death, I should see what other details I'd extract from him. But that is something we're going to do in the next episode. If what you say is true, then we are very, very close to the end. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really, really does help. Click the bell icon down below to be notified when I live stream or upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!